Well, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey, we're out here in a forage sorghum Sudangrass cross field. This is BMR. About the highest, tallest, I guess I should say, um, of the field. This is second cutting. We ended up the first cutting, I don't know, 2 or 3 days before we cut it. Big windstorm came through and blew a bunch of it over, so it didn't cut it real clean. But anyway, we cut it with the 13-foot center pivot disc vine, and it did a good job considering. But we're using a disc mower today, and I've never cut this with disc mower. I don't know, but let me give you a little background on this stuff. This is BMR forage sorghum Sudangrass cross, seeded at an extremely high rate, because I don't want that stem size to get big. It'll get big as corn if you thin it up. And you can see in comparison to my old crooked hands and all here, it's not as big as my index finger, you know. So works pretty good. But cutting was something that I've never cut something like this before, and I haven't owned this unit very long. This is a 9-foot cut disc mower mounted on a Caddy, and local dealer that we do a tremendous amount of work for in my shop. He brags on these things, and has put a lot of people in them. They've got disc mowers, and he puts them in a Caddy, and it works great. Anyway, 9-foot cut. This happens to be a Mower M2270, and that's mounted on a KMC, Kelly Manufacturing Company 4760. All of them doesn't have this, but you'll notice this will raise up the 3-point hitch portion just like on your tractor, and then you've got your cylinders like you always did hooked up that'll raise that up. I bought this thing because I bought it right. I'm not gonna make any beans about it, and it's just like new. The mower obviously had been used more than the Caddy. The Caddy was used very little. Anyway, and they wanted to go bigger, and they went to a disc vine. And because we're not crimping these stalks, that might be a problem. But we are round baling this with a solid special baler and wet wrapping it for feed. So I'm not all that concerned about dry down being all that great, you know. Anyway, a lot of people see this thing, they ask me about it. I call it a praying mantis because it's awful weird looking. But that thing will shut up and go right behind a pickup truck and be less than the width of the truck, and it just hooks up just like a regular old PTO hooks up, drawbar hooks up. You know, you can jack goes down on it. I mean, it's just, you can hook and unhook in a matter of a couple 3 minutes and hook it behind your pickup truck and on to the next place, and it works really good for us moving around so much. Anyway, I'm pulling it with that 2950 that we bought that was left for junk, and it works really good pulling the augers and silage bagger and all that kind of thing. And then we do stuff like this with it too. So anyway, it's a really cheap tractor. This thing is really loud. I'm gonna cut a little bit for you, let you see how this thing works. And, I'll do it one-handed, so you know how that goes. can kind of get the idea of what's going on here. This is a really small field. It's 7.4 acres on this farm. This is all organic. Now, when I say organic, I didn't buy any special seed. I found that that's pretty much a bunch of bull anyway. It's all the same seed, but this guy's always done everything organic, and because of that, nobody wanted his land, and it was just a little piece of land. So 2 fields here, 7.4 acres. I told him I'd try it. Kind of interested. No chemical fertilizer of any kind. So it's all done with manure, chicken litter to be exact. Second cutting here, the first cutting was 57 4x5 round bales off of 7.4 acres. I thought that was pretty good. You'll see it is right much up and down. You know, what down there where the mower is considerably higher than here. That was not really the case all that bad during first cutting, but it's sure showing up now. So I'm sure I normally put anywhere between 40 and 60 units of granular or preferably liquid nitrogen in between cuttings on this, and you really pour out the tonnage. You know, at the end of the year, you just can't believe how much tonnage of feed you get off of an acre. But anyway, this is something new. I always like trying something new, kind of my pet project this year. Anyway, so got my hands on this mower on the Caddy. I was able to use it, and that was kind of a little pet project of mine. And then of course I'm cutting a pet project. So anyway, entertainment for me. Just thought I'd show it off in case anybody else was thinking about doing such a thing. I like this machine. I have a 15-foot and a 13-foot center pivot disc mines, 2 of them. Cut most of the hay with that, but I'll have to admit, since we've been using this, I've had 3 different men on it, cutting with it, including myself, so me and 2 others, and everyone is like this machine. We had to learn a few things about it, but basically it just clips right on where your 3-point was. It's over here rather than being over here, and over there is on the other side. But and then of course to pitch the blade up and down, this is where your top link would be, and you just adjust it. Now all this was done and adjusted and everything by that dealer that I was telling you about when they sold it to the gentleman that I got it from. Well, he passed on, and I bought it from his wife. But anyway, love it, absolutely love it. It just so versatile for all these small farms that I rent. And of course, don't get me wrong, I use it on my land too, but it really shines when we're going. We've got 7 or 8 farms that are 15, 20 acres or less a piece. Really works well, and I like this sorghum too. Anyway, I'm gonna quit running my mouth and get on here and see if we can knock this stuff out. And I got some grass hay I gotta rake and bale this afternoon on another farm. Listen, God bless you. Talk with you next time.